Mental Health America states on their website that 30 million people in the United States have some kind of eating disorder throughout their lifetime. One of these people is Teresa Henry. She wrote an article on the National Eating Disorder Association's website in 2015 talking about her struggles with eating disorders. She dealt with various eating disorders, including anorexia, binge eating, and bulimia, for 20 years. She started to let her weight define her worth. She comments on how the media tells us that the way we look, what we wear, and our weight determines whether or not people will accept us. She also comments how when she was dealing with anorexia, people would compliment her on her appearance. So as she's dealing with not only the physical harm, but also the mental harm of the disorder, people were complimenting her. I'm sure there's been a time where all of us had the realization that the media is full of the ideal man and the ideal woman. What most of us probably didn't think about is how big of an impact that has on some people. Additionally, I'm sure there's been a time where each of us has compared herself to that ideal person in the media. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, should restrict what advertisers and influencers post in order to decrease eating disorders in America. Today, I'll tell you the problem of how the media is causing eating disorders in America. Then I'll tell you a possible solution. First, I'll tell you the problem of how the media is causing eating disorders. In an article by Jamie Sunday, PhD, and others from the National Institutes of Health, in May of 2016, they conducted a study with 1,765 people aged 19 to 32 and found that people who spent more time on the social media had a greater chance of developing concerns regarding eating disorders. In the same study, they found that of the videos on YouTube about anorexia, one-third of them could be considered pro-anorexia videos, and that those videos received more likes than those that educated about anorexia. And this, before people would get this kind of negative influence from magazines or TV, but today we have social media. Social media adds a peer aspect to things. We can see not only what our friends are doing, but also what influencers are doing, and also what kind of diet trends or weight loss apps that influencers are using. Yelda Safai, MD, wrote an article on ABC News Network in 2020, and she talked about how not only are we seeing the perfect people in the media, but we're seeing what the perfect people are doing and the types of weight loss apps they're using or diet trend apps. H. Travanka, social media research expert from Statistica, wrote in January of 2021 that 79% of the U.S. population uses some kind of social media platform. That means that each day, 79% of our population is exposed to unrealistic body expectations. Alex Timpo, PhD, wrote an article called How Perfect is the New Normal? The Impact of Social Media on Disordered Eating in January of 2021, and he talks about how when the influencers post about their diet trends or weight loss apps, they mean good. They want to help people and make people healthy and look healthy. But when they do that and people are constantly seeing the success they're having and people don't get the same success as them, then they turn to eating disorders. Referring back to Mental Health America, let's take a look back at that statistic. 30 million people in the U.S. have some kind of eating disorder. When we think about that in regards to eating disorders, that's insane. Why does that much of our population have to struggle with eating disorders if there is something we can do about it? Yelda Safai, MD, talks about how they not only have the physical harm of the eating disorder, but also the mental aspect of it. They have to deal with either anxiety, depression, or sometimes even both, on top of the eating disorder. Now that we know the problem, I'll offer you a possible solution. The FTC, Federal Trade Commission, should restrict what advertisers and influencers post in order to decrease eating disorders in America. There are multiple things that the FTC could do when restricting eating disorders. They could make sure they have all size models when they're advertising something, and they could also make sure that when people post about their body image, they make it body positive images, not to cause more eating disorders. I think it is a very practical plan that the FTC, can restrict what people post in order to decrease eating disorders. I think we can all agree that it is desirable that the United States has less eating disorders. Today, I told you about the problem of how the media is causing eating disorders, then I offered you a possible solution. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, should restrict what advertisers and influencers post in order to decrease eating disorders in the United States. Let's take a look back at Teresa Henry. She's just one of 30 million people in the United States who suffer from eating disorders. The solution I offered will not eliminate all eating disorders, but it'll hopefully greatly decrease the number caused by the media.